This is the Nfgcs farm estate. What you are seeing on this video is a brief view of what we're trying to do, of what we are doing, and of the growth that we have established, of the project that we have established right here in Gati, Kokona local government area of Nasarawa State. You're seeing an area view of the farm. On the other end, you're seeing the dam, the active dam. And you can see the plantations everywhere. Everywhere. Palm. Those are palm. What is in front of you is palm. On your right, you have the grapevine, the developing grape project. On your right, if you look deep down on your right, you're seeing the grape. But what is in front of you is the palm. The entire estate is all about plantations anyways. As you can see, on your left, you see the bakery. There's a bakery on your left. And in front of the bakery, you have, what do you call, plantain. And you can see the trees. You see what we did with, you see those 2 layers of eucalyptus trees. We planted those around 2021, yeah? Yeah. We planted those around 2021. You're seeing, just on the others, around you here, you're seeing maize, maize, granite, sorghum. That's what you're seeing. The whole field you are seeing is the plantation. You see that green patch deep down on your deep right, left corner. Is it left or right? Now left, Jerry. I'll be lefty. So I struggle sometimes. That green patch you're seeing there is rice. There are 2 green patches you're seeing at the top there is rice. The entire place is a farming community. This is a multi-purpose warehouse that suffered from massive flood and high wind. We had to take off the roof so that we can rebuild it later. But you see all these buildings and everything in front of you is the farm itself. Agriculture is a construction project. Agriculture is a development project. Agriculture is a growth project. You can't get agriculture right. Let me repeat. You can't get agriculture right when your mindset is all about short-term income. This place you're seeing is the copper sludge. You have the poultry here, you have the copper sludge. With all these trees, that is the copper sludge. Sealed off from the views of anything. And then deep down in front of you, you have the feed mill, you have the restaurant on one end, you have the farmer's lodge on one end. It's crazy, but beautiful. And right there, you have the fabrication point. What is looking at you now is the fabrication house where we build whatever machine we can build, we build. That place where you have one zinc blown off is a place we are setting up as residents. They're working on it as we speak. And then you see this is more residents. So you see the DSTV cable. Those are more residents. You have, that is my residents and other residents are there. You see, that is a walkway. Trees everywhere. We planted every single tree you're seeing here. That's my clinic. There's a clinic. That's my old office. It's now part of our residence. As you can see, it's lovely. A farm is an estate. The farm is a project that is dedicated towards growth. As you can see, what we do at all times, with electricity in the place anyways, like I've always said, that's what we brought in. But the farm is a village in the community that is used for what is what. Our aim is always make rural Nigeria better, make rural Nigeria grow, make rural Nigeria strong. That is the essence of why we're doing what we're doing. And that's exactly what you have there. Now these are residents. All the one you're seeing are residents within the farm, all of them covered with trees. This is the farm. This is Nfgcs farm estate. Yeah, those round, you have coconut there. You have the pine tree here. Those are pine trees that we planted some time ago. They are difficult trees to maintain. Very, very difficult trees to maintain. But the 2 of them are doing well. We trimmed them recently so that they can come up with new leaves. And that's exactly why you see them the way they are. It's raining. And so you can see the wetness of the environment. But these are trees that we planted, to what we're doing is to create a different kind of environment. People talk about climate change. The first thing you can do is actually to plant economic trees, to plant windbreakers, to plant any tree that can help you grow the environment, protect the environment, and develop the environment. So as you can see, it's a mixture of both. You have palm. All over the farm, we have palm trees as flowers. It has dual benefit, you know. If you plant palm trees as flowers, what you do is that when it is time for harvest, those flowers also becomes a source of economic support system for you, which is what we did. So those are palm trees that are flowers. As you can see, in between the palm trees, you have plantain. And after the plantain, you have palm trees. And after the palm trees, you have masquerade trees. And with the masquerade trees, you have satellite trees. And with satellite trees, you also have, what do you call them? Umbrella trees. It's everywhere. You see it? These are the generator places. You have a 250 kVA generator there. You have generators all over the farm. What we do with them is, of course, you know, the light is not stable in rural Nigeria. Yes, we're working towards the solar infrastructure that can take care of our immediate needs. That's exactly what we're doing. But as you can see, the trees help stabilize the temperature around the farm. We are not stopping at 10,000 trees. We intend to plant, I repeat, we intend to plant 100,000 trees before the year 2030. And 70 to 80% of those trees will be economic trees. The aim is very simple. You can see my transformer, 500 kVA on your right there. And then the police tower, the security tower, that's what you have there. The aim is very simple. You want to be able to develop long-term economic benefits. These images you're seeing are August 2025 images. These are August 2025 images, videos. I'm a Nigerian. And so you see that representation everywhere. In fact, because of the flag you're seeing there, a lot of guys came and said, my government get them. We hear them. Make government come claim, man. The truth is this. Government can do more. Government can support the system. Government can become effective in ensuring that the typical Nigerian farmer gets the rub of the grain. Agriculture becomes sustainable for the rural Nigerian farmers. Unfortunately, that's not what we have. That is not what we have. The August update is simply for those who are asking, where the farm is safe? What are they doing safe? You have no idea of what we have here. The field in front of you is maize field. I did not plant, the farm personally did not plant maize this year, but our farmers insisted they wanted to plant maize. So what we did was that we shared the land for them and then allowed them to plant. The luck for most of the guys who planted, the ones you're seeing on the right, on your left side, are those who planted around where you have our cattle, where our cattle stay during the dry season. You can see how green the place is, lovely. Those ones have organic manure, you know. This is the ranch. And for those who are familiar with the farm, this is the ranch. And so you have a lot of fertilizer here. And so this year, when you move your cattle out, you move them to different locations so that you can actually have enough. So that's what you're seeing along this stretch. A lot of green vegetation. If you have land where you have kept cattle for, let's say, 5, 8, 9, 10 years, of course then you can plant. You know that you have organic fertilizer there that will always take care of your crop and animals. And of your crop that can become a source of feed for your animal. What we are doing this year is we're going to get these cutters this year. Most of these things you are seeing, before they harvest, we're going to hay most of them because we will need the cattle. Cattle will need them to be able to survive over the next decade. You can see the power line. You can see the power line on your right. Yes, just look at it. This is stretching for over 3 kilometers. That is a private initiative, not government. Private initiative. That's the resident for those who are the head of our cattle ranch. As you can see, that is the abattoir. The abattoir is what you're seeing that's heading to the right now. And then you see the view of the farm from the gate. You see it. Plantations after plantation. Farmers, rural Nigerians are farming. That is, those green patch you see, like I told you, at the rice patch. You see the rice on the left too, you can see rice. The greenest part of the field are the rice patch. Once the maize begins to get ready, the flowers make them a little bit yellowish and brownish. And so when any place you see deep green, those are rice that have not started producing yet. They've not started flowering yet. So that is what you see. That the structures around the farm are huge, and that's a fact. See, Nfgcs, see the signpost there. Structures around the farm is huge. So when we speak, when we are telling you to look at agriculture differently, we're not talking from a theoretical point of view. We're talking from a practical point of view. This is practical agriculture. You have to develop it to be able to utilize it for the greater good of your communities and your people. And so our job, my job, is to ensure that we show you what is possible. But also this is the poultry pen. We're using it for poultry before, but we stopped doing poultry because of the cost implication of feed, which is why we moved to local poultry. However, inside here you have some few cattle and ram and sheep that we keep just within the farm to help us. Any place we don't want to cultivate, we use those ones to graze them. The rest, we give them to most of the communities around us to help us manage. Now, that's the security post. Of course, you see, we don't just, the farm in such a way that we ensure that our security gets the right news and information system to help them. So smart infrastructure, smart systems that helps them are always available. Every day, every year, we stabilize our walkway. You see this spot where you have, as if it's getting a little bit muddy, they're going to drop stones over the course of the period. We're heading through the back. This is our local poultry for the local birds, where you also have the feed, the sawmill. The sawmill is here. The sawmill is where you have, on your right is the sawmill and the local poultry, and in front of you is part of the Coppers Lodge. Yes, Coppers and IT students. We have about 20 of them, so they are always, this is where they stay on this section of the farm, because we feel that if we catch them young, this is the sawmill. You can see wood. Yeah, this is the sawmill. From the back, sawmill from the back, and on the site here, we have a lot of, that is us walking down as we're doing the recording. So on the farm, you have this is our football field. We have not maintained this here because we'll get time to play ball when it is time to cultivate. But we are going to be cleaning it up soon so that we can come and do work that needs to be done here. So it's a lovely pitch. It's a standard football pitch, standard football pitch, and as you can see, more and more plantation, maize, groundnut, sorghum. These are for all. You can see the mapping shared among all of our farmers. So you can see, if you see the person, this on the right here, on my left here, where you see sazonat has been planted, you have just planted soya beans there, and on the back, if you see that the rice mill is deep down, the big roof, as you can see, is the rice mill. And just after the rice mill, you have the grapevine. And the dam is on the other end. You can see the water line. The drone cannot do enough justice to it. But the reality and the fact of the matter is very simple. We have to be able, on our own, to look at agriculture differently. To see that how we, as a country and as a people, can ensure, I repeat, ensure that we focus on how to make it easier for rural Nigeria to farm. Most of these maize are not doing well. And I keep saying this. I told most of my staff when they said they wanted to do maize, I told them it's difficult to plant maize. Me, I no go do them. But if you want to do them, I better go ahead and do. I can't tell you to stop. And I look through the field. I walk through the field this year. They're not doing well. Those outside the where you kept a lot of we keep our cattle during the dry season are not doing well. But what do? This is what they want to do. You accept it, and then you encourage them literally. You do the little you can. I mean, you are supposed to be doing even much more for them, but you can't. So what do? Just for what is what. Keep encouraging them, but educate them. Because at the end of the day, education is actually what is most important. It is what is most vital. It is what is most viable. It is what is most strategic. It is what is most helpful. One of the challenges of our rural Nigerian farmers, our local farmers, one of the biggest challenges is that they lack the right education to be able to do the right thing when it comes to real agricultural productivity. So for us, it is get the process working so that the farmer can begin to do what he has to do for the greater good of the Nigerian state. Thank you very much. I'm Retin Tedeke.